Dion Bailey, hamstring, did not practice. Gertler's still out. Jesse Scroggins still out. George Farmer, hamstring out. Buck Allen, hamstring out. Xavier still out. Robert Woods still out. And then right before we started going, Khaled Holmes strained his calf. So, probably had a lot to do with the rhythm of the offense today. With the center being lost basically in warm-ups, and then a number of guys out. So it's a good thing that we're going on breaks so we can get some guys healthy. I think the reps of the first 2 days, so much running on the skilled guys has showed up with all the hamstring issues because of the limited numbers. But I'm glad we didn't limit our practices, knowing that this break was coming up. We still had long, hard practices, so we should be in pretty good shape. Thought the defense was really good today. I think our defense looks very improved. Even though it's just practice, I feel like they're playing harder on the film, through the snap, and have a good confidence about themselves, which is what we saw them start to develop last year. We were hoping they were going to have the whole year last year, but they developed it down the stretch, and seemed like they've kind of taken off from there.
What do you want to see out of the pass defense as far as improvement goes this year? More takeaways, fewer completed passes, all those things?
Yeah, I think that the thing after year one that was so glaring in year one was the explosive plays. I mean, we broke a world record for explosive plays, given up in the passing game and touchdown passes. So we got better there. We got our guys back and didn't give up as many deep balls, which is why the improvement happened. But completion percentage, we'd like to get down. We'd like to be a dominant defense where people really struggle throwing the ball. To still be, I can't remember exactly. I think we were still 102 maybe in pass defense, somewhere around there. Obviously is unacceptable. It's always going to be hard to be extremely high. I think Cal may have been the only team in the top 40 in our conference because of all the great pass offense, but we should be up there in those same type of numbers where Cal was.
How much emphasis doing so far? Obviously, Wes weren't made to play, but Greg Thompson did too, and the inexperience there. How do you think they're kind of shaping up?
Yeah, I think they're playing really well. I think Wes is really pretty much dominated. He looks faster, doing a great job with his hands. We did move him only to the right, which last year he was to the left because Nick was to the right, which is where more explosive plays should come from. It's the backside of the quarterback. So he's doing great. The young guys are coming along. Very pleased with the defensive line. We've got a lot of work to do with our offensive line, and that became more glaring today with Khaled being out.
How much emphasis on getting the defense off the field, giving them bad plays, not letting them drive the ball, getting 3 and outs? Is that conscious thought?
Yeah, I think if where we're at as a team, I know it's not last year, but where we left off last year and not losing that many players, if you look back to last year, I think the only thing, where you would look at us as far as special teams, offense, defenses, being a dominating defense, and we would have been right back there, to one of those great years, 2 or 03, and even though we had a lot of improvement, we want to go to that next level, where we're doing things like we did that year, with 55 sacks and 1.7 yards per carry. That's dominating defense. You're giving your offense the ball back a lot.
Is it typical first day you put on pads for the defense to have the edge?
I think so. I think there's some excitement about the pads and defense. That's just the normal way they play. All of a sudden, offense changed a little bit, because of the pads being on. So I think that's normal. I think that's what you usually see at the beginning of seasons in general. Or people talk about preseason or training camps about defense being ahead.
Why was Jesse Scroggins rolling and doing kind of punitive stuff?
Yeah, he had missed something the other day, in weights, so he was punished today.
What is your your take on the young receivers vying for that third spot so far? Obviously, George has been out the last practice and a half, but Victor and Devon specifically.
Yeah, as we know, George was doing great before he got hurt. I think both Victor and Devon are doing extremely well, and Devon knows the offense a little better because of experience. Victor's made some pretty big plays down the field, so we're excited about Vic and Devon both, and we'll need them.
How beneficial do you think this week off can be?
Very beneficial. There's a number of guys that are not out for all of the spring that should come back with small injuries. So, and even guys that aren't, that would have been close to having injuries with hamstrings if we would have kept going, now get the rest as well.
Did you name an MVP?
Yeah, we did. We didn't name an MVP today. That's right. Probably would have been Nikel, even though we didn't throw at him most of the day. We threw away from him. Making another explosive play there with the turnover. He's having a silent, great camp.
Are you surprised that Trey Madden's come along the way he has?
No, we were very high on Trey coming out. He's a great athlete. Can do a lot of things. And I just think that as he gets more comfortable, he's going to continue to develop and be a guy that we'd want to blitz and drop. And he has great ball skills for a defensive player too.
What message did you give the team about their behavior on spring break?
Yeah, just reminding them, people are going to screw it up around the country. Let's not be the ones that do it. And so our guys have done a great job off the field for the most part in our 2 years here, and going in our third year, we want to continue that. Limit the distractions. Those are distractions when those things happen. So hopefully we'll do a great job.
Are you going to take a vacation or take a few days off or anything?
Yeah, we're going for a couple days, Sunday to Wednesday, and then come back.
The injuries are letting guys heal. Was that kind of the reason? Looking ahead, was that kind of the reason why you thought to have this break?
Yeah, we really believe in this format of putting this in the middle or after some practices so that they do get a break and that you get some guys back.
What type of leader is TJ?
TJ McDonald. I think TJ really is a leader by example by the way that he practices and prepares. He knows our stuff inside and out. You can see him telling guys by formations things that are going to happen on offense before they do.
Is this defense going to look differently? I mean, is this going to look like a different team a little bit in terms of emphasis and how you're going to go into games?
Well, it's just kind of the same thing. I just hope we can be an elite defense, and we should be. We have great players, we have great schemes, and now we got to go to the next level of being a suffocating defense. Really like the game. The game really here versus Washington. That's how we want to play all the time. Third downs way down there in percentages, and getting off the field all the time, and relentless pressure on the quarterback and making things hard for him.
If you were to take one thing out of these first 3 practices before you go into the break, what's the biggest takeaway that you have about the team?
Oh, that our defense, I think, is going to be better. Just watching them, they just have a good look about themselves. They're practicing as hard as they practiced since we've been here. They're holding each other accountable. Our new coaches have fit right in. We're now a full-time secondary coach that has been here and has expectations. And I'm excited about their development. It'd be really, really neat to get Torrin Harris back eventually to add to that group.
All right, thanks, guys.